Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to bout number 6. Introducing first, fighting out the blue corner. Make some noise for Aniwat Singh Malasak
Broken glass on the floor, knuckles bleed, can't ignore. Screams echo through the night. No justice, just a fight.
And it's a fighting out the red corner. Give it up for Lamrani Abderrezzak.
Oh, snap fist fly on the street like glue. Knuckles cracks like beads. In this cage we grew. Concrete echoes loud in the night's dark frown. Shadows swing and clout as champions throw down. Fight Club Championship. Bones break, iron will. Faces mash, blood spills. Win or lose.
Our 6th bout is in the Cruiserweight division, and this bout will be contested over 6 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, a fighter out of the blue corner, wearing the light gold trunks with the blue trim, holding a professional fight record of 7 fights. Representing Thailand, make some noise for Aniwat Singh Malasak Jim. And introducing his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks with the black trim, the perfect fight record of 4 fights, 4 victories, no defeats, no bouts even. Representing Algeria, raise the roof for Lamrani Abderrezzak. Your judges ringside are Pipat Cisne, Chris Sanyade, and Carlos Costa. Your referee in charge of the action is Julakon Tarak.
Okay, here we are for the 6th fight of the evening. We still have 6 more after this one, folks, but right now we have the Cruiserweight battle. Thailand taking on Algeria. Lamrani Abderrezzak takes on Aniwat Singh Manasak Jim. 200 pounds clashing. And you can see Lamrani in the red shorts with the FCC logo. And he'll be taking on Aniwat with the gold shorts, the blue trim. And he has got the legendary Siramon Call in his corner. Scheduled for 6. Round number 1 underway. Lamrani in the center of the ring already. And you can see Aniwat holding that nice old-fashioned bare knuckle boxing style guard in the southpaw position. Very much holds that jab out and then just loads up with the left hand. A very old-fashioned boxing style. Lamrani's just got to jab his way through and find that right hand. As soon as Lamrani gets that left leg on the outside of his opponent, he needs to send that right hand to the chest. You see Aniwat with that old-fashioned style, and it was a very old-fashioned style back in the day. John Sullivan used to do this where he would keep that arm out and not allow your opponent to get any hooks through at all. And you can also tap away the hands of your opponent. So it's a very old-fashioned method that can be very effective in the heavier weights. And that's something we used to see in the very early 1900 style of boxing. Not necessarily now, but I'm curious to see how Aniwat will do this in this fight. But Lamrani coming alive with a lot of action so far. And you can see the massive size difference here, but these two men are very, very heavy. All it takes is one shot to land, and it would be good night. Lamrani's just tapping away with a jab. Lamrani needs to double jab get that left leg on the outside and just send the right hand down the middle. Whether it lands to the chin or the chest, it doesn't matter. And he attempts with the right hand, just missing the target ever so slightly. Halfway through round number 1 already. And you can see the guard by Aniwat. He is very, very visual. He's trying to time anything Lamrani throws because he wants to throw that short left hand down the middle. And he's looking for the target, but Lamrani just looks a little bit more active, and he's starting to throw a combination here. And here we are. He turns his opponent. A right hand gets through. And they're now in the clinch, but Lamrani is not clinching up. He's throwing everything he's got right now. And he's marching towards his opponent with the Philly shell, attempting that right hand, but it just gets above the head of Aniwat. And that is the thing here. Lamrani needs to punch down because he's against a much shorter fighter. It's very hard to fight someone as short as Aniwat because your punches are constantly missing every time you're trying to find your target. That's why the best shot to throw against a small southpaw is that rear uppercut. You aim for the chest, and if it doesn't hit the chest, it hits the chin. A great right hand got through by Lamrani there, and he's starting to push his opponent and just really wear him out. And you can see the difference in terms of stamina. Aniwat looks a little bit more tired now. Lamrani looks like he's got more energy here. 10 seconds to go of round number 1. And Lamrani looks like he's now biding his time, but a big rear uppercut lands clean for Lamrani in the final seconds of that round. And that is the perfect punch for an orthodox to throw against a smaller southpaw. And here we see some action replays. Lamrani just trying to get those right hands through. Aniwat doing a very good job to avoid taking any damage there in those situations. He's holding a very awkward guard. And you see with Aniwat, when he's holding up his guard, he's got these elbows up as well. It's that old-fashioned boxing style. So like I said, he's got the old-fashioned boxing style that later became a cross guard that you would see with people like Ernie Shavers, Bert Cooper, and sometimes Evander Holyfield, where they would throw a cross guard, and if your opponent threw a shot, it tends to hit the elbow or the forearm, which prevents your opponent from throwing any more shots, but you are open to the uppercuts as well. And that's the shot that Lamrani needs to throw to win this fight. And there's the bell for round number 2 for this cruiserweight battle. Lamrani Abderrezzak from Algeria taking on Aniwat Singh Mantasak Jim from Thailand. Lamrani in the red, Aniwat in the gold and blue. Round 2, here we go. Both fighters holding center ring. A nice jab lands by Lamrani as he goes downstairs. A great combination, the 1-2 with the left to the body. A great combination landed by Lamrani to start this second round. And you can see Aniwat's charging in now, trying to find the target. And that's the issue here for Aniwat. Aniwat needs to punch up, and he needs to find the target of his opponent. If you're a shorter fighter, you don't want to fall over your punches. Make yourself shorter and then explosive with your movements in the process. Don't charge into your opponent and leave yourself exposed, because Lamrani is just going to throw those uppercuts as you come in. Both fighters involved in the clinch once again. So you see Aniwat is almost just chasing Lamrani, struggling to find the range here, but he needs to just throw that left hand upstairs, not necessarily aim for the chin. Lamrani's doing a good job to just evade the damage here. Aniwat should stop headhunting and just start going to the body, to the hips of his opponent. You see Aniwat once again attempting to go upstairs, but he's just way out of range. It's like trying to find a Wi-Fi signal when you're out in the middle of nowhere. You think there's a small bar, but there just isn't. And Lamrani lands a great right uppercut once again. I'm surprised Aniwat is standing after that uppercut. That was a beautifully timed uppercut. And that is the money shot for Lamrani in this fight so far. He needs to time the rear uppercut to the chest or chin. Aniwat attempts a double jab. And there we see it again, coming alive with the combinations going to the body. And Lamrani really fighting in bursts here. Looks like he takes a step back, he takes some time out of the round, gets a breather, and then just blitzes his opponent as soon as he's got his energy back. Let's see if he does it again. This is where Lamrani should just start digging to the body. As soon as Aniwat throws his hands up in the air, Lamrani's got a free shot to the body. And And there we see a beautiful feint followed up by a right hand. Two very big fighters inside that ring. All it takes is one shot and that opponent goes down. Another right hand lands. And you can see the feint of Lamrani starting to work now for him. Every time he feints that shot, Aniwat is now reacting. So Lamrani now needs to throw those feints in between his combinations. Jab, feint, rear uppercut, and it would be good night. Aniwat throws that left hand upstairs, but again, Aniwat is just headhunting in this fight. He just keeps going for the head. And it's a lot easier said than done if you're inside that ring as a shorter fighter. People will tell you, get on the inside, work the body. But when you're up against someone like Lamrani, who can hit very, very hard and is very, very fast, it's very hard to get on the inside. Here we see some of those action replays. And that's where Aniwat finally got one of those shots through, but it didn't land clean. Lamrani was stepping back with a shot, taking the sting out of the punch. So we're in one of those situations right now where if Aniwat wants to stand a chance at winning, he needs to just stay in the middle with Lamrani and get his head on the chest and eventually move Lamrani to the ropes or to the corner and just wing punches to the body. Bazooka your shots to the body. Stop headhunting. Lamrani is too smart and his chin is always off the line. Lamrani doing a great job to be very active, and he's fighting in bursts. He starts strong, the middle of the fight strong, and he ends strong. He's choosing when to be strong inside the round. A very smart job by Lamrani. Here we go, folks. Round number 3. Lamrani Abderrezzak from Algeria. Aniwat Singmantasak from Thailand. A big shot landed by Aniwat upstairs. A great left hook landed, in fact. And you can see now he's starting to smother the shots of Lamrani, and that's where he needs to be. Smother the jab with your guard and then come upstairs, and this is where Aniwat needs to be. Lamrani eats a right hand in the process, but now starts to throw some big shots to return. So Aniwat starting to find his groove, starting to find the shots upstairs, but is it enough? Lamrani coming alive with some great combinations downstairs as well. Lamrani once again with that right hand, and he's finding that rear uppercut every time now. And now Aniwat goes into the orthodox stance. Will this have some more success for him? And sometimes when fighters go into the opposite stance, either it works wonders or it's an absolute disaster for them. Let's see if Aniwat, the switch hitter, finds success in the orthodox stance. Maybe this is what he needs to do. When he was a southpaw, he was eating way too many shots in the process. And both fighters holding central ring, neither want to engage. The referee's probably going to tell them very soon that you need to engage. No shot was thrown for 30 seconds in that exchange. And that's the respect level of two cruiserweights. Any shot lands clean, and it is out. A double jab downstairs landed by Aniwat. But again, Aniwat's shots are not landing clean. They're not landing crisp. Halfway through round number 3 already, and halfway through this fight. And you can see Lamrani just trying to find his timing, trying to get some shots through. And he starts to sledgehammer his way through some of these shots right now. A jab and a swing upstairs by Aniwat. The jab got through, the hook did not, but a left hook upstairs gets the attention of Lamrani. And I think Lamrani definitely is respecting the power of Aniwat, because some shots in this round have got through for Aniwat. A great left hook downstairs landed by Lamrani. Lamrani needs to really come alive, because right now, to me, Aniwat's having a great round so far. He's landed some great shots in this round. A great left hook upstairs landed by Aniwat. Another left hook attempted. But eventually, Aniwat will punch himself out if he keeps swinging these shots. Punching air is more tiring than punching the actual opponent itself. Big left hand gets upstairs once again. A great shot by Lamrani, as well as Aniwat getting those left hooks upstairs. Both fighters exchanging great shots inside the pocket. And it looks like we're going to finish out this round. A right hand to finish the action. And that was a very, very interesting round. A very close round indeed. I mean, let's see some of those action replays. There was that left hook to the body landed by Lamrani at the very start of that round. And you see that overhand, clubbing right hand by Aniwat that got through. So an interesting round, like I said, where it's very hard to say who won that round. I mean, arguably you could give that round to Aniwat. He landed some very clean shots upstairs. He landed the more powerful shots upstairs. So in theory, you could give that round to Aniwat. I think Lamrani took a little bit of time off in that round, so I'd like to see him be a bit more active in the fourth, but a great round for Aniwat, and that's got to give him some hope right now. That's got to give him some hope that he's in this fight and he's got a chance at winning. And that is the bell. 4 seconds out for this cruiserweight battle. Each man at the 200-pound weight division, scheduled for 6 rounds, and that is the bell. Algeria takes on Thailand. Lamrani in the red, Aniwat in the gold and blue. A nice jab by Lamrani, and a lot more active, and that's what he needs to be. He needs to be active with that jab. Get that jab pumping and get those rights coming through. Aniwat, to me, looks like someone who's got a lot more confidence now in comparison to the first 2 rounds. And that'll do it for you. One good shot that you land upstairs gives you enough confidence to keep going for it. And I think that's all Aniwat has. Aniwat is not going to outbox Lamrani. To me, Lamrani is the much better boxer. But Aniwat has something that a lot of people don't, and that is determination to just keep throwing the same shot and hoping it lands. Both fighters holding central ring once again. Lamrani looking like he's just trying to find an opening, waiting for Aniwat to commit. A nice left hand downstairs. Has that hurt Aniwat, or is Aniwat still pumping those left hooks upstairs as well, loading up that right hand? You can see it. If we can see it, there's a good chance Lamrani can too. A nice double jab with a left hand downstairs. And that looks like it may have hurt Lamrani, but Aniwat looking hurt right now. Lamrani trying to finish out the action. But Aniwat's still on his feet. He has taken some huge shots to the body and head, and he's still dangerous. A big right hand upstairs by Aniwat. Lamrani nearly took Aniwat out, and a great right hand gets through. And you can see Lamrani just trying to dig those jabs through, trying to keep Aniwat where he wants him. And you can see the stance of Aniwat has completely changed from compared to round number 1. Aniwat is very, very tired, and this is where Lamrani needs to push the pace. As soon as Aniwat feels any bit of heat, he needs to just keep going. A great jab gets through, and a big clobbering left misses the target. Another one goes through. A windmilling shot by Aniwat misses the target once again. A right hand attempt. Both fighters are now just swinging for the fences. Neither fighter really setting up their shots at this moment in time. Aniwat a little bit more wild in comparison. Lamrani still looks like someone who is trying to box. Aniwat looks like someone who is trying to fight. Jab downstairs by Aniwat. Lamrani with a great uppercut. Lands clean. I'm not sure how Aniwat does not look fazed by that shot at all. He walked into it. A left hand gets through. 10 seconds of round number 4. A great right hand straight through the middle. Lands clean. And that is the end of round number 4. A very, very good round for both of these fighters. Let's see some action replays. They see that right hand stiff on the end of the jaw of Aniwat. The fact Aniwat took the shot and threw one right back is an absolute testament to how tough Aniwat actually is. To take that many shots from someone like Lamrani and still be standing is nothing short of a miracle. Lamrani, Abderrezzak, has now got to realize that he's given his best shot to Aniwat and he's still standing. But the one thing that a lot of people probably who are watching right now may have noticed is the shots to the body was really hurting Aniwat. When he got hit to the body, he started to wince. And I think Lamrani has got to fin and double those jabs upstairs, tap upstairs, bring the guard up, and then just dig to the body with hooks. And that is the bell for round number 5. Scheduled for 6 for this cruiserweight fight. Algeria taking on Thailand. A very active first round. Lamrani lands a nice jab upstairs. Aniwat charges in once again with a right hand. And Aniwat, fighting like a bull, just charges forward and hoping something lands and connects. Lamrani holding a nice Philly shell, trying to time Aniwat as he walks in. Some nice jabs getting through. Both fighters holding central ring once again. Lamrani dances away from the jabs now of Aniwat. So neither fighter want to engage just yet. And you can see this is a timing battle right now. Kind of like when we saw George Foreman fighting Michael Moore. It was very similar to this. Neither fighter wanting to engage until the exact right moment. And then George Foreman got the most famous walk-off knockout of his career. But at this stage, Aniwat is just throwing some huge shots upstairs. And he's definitely got Lamrani's attention several times. Some of those shots have landed clean, but Lamrani's taken them like a champ. A big right hand, but it looks like Aniwat just lost his foot in there. Definitely not a knockdown, and back into the action they go. A good right hand, a stiff right hand. Both fighters in the clinch once again, and this is the stage where both fighters are very tired, but it's a case of who can hide, who's more tired, and that's what they're doing right now. Lamrani gets a nice right hand through. Aniwat throws a big haymaker of his own. So you look at the quality of punches thrown by both fighters. The quality has got to go to Lamrani, but the determination has got to go to Aniwat. Lamrani throwing some beautifully timed and positioned shots. Aniwat just throwing these very odd bazooka, sledgehammer style shots, but they're getting through. They seem to be effective, and we see it right there. The windmill just missing that target once again. Less than a minute to go of round number 5. It looks like we might be going to a 6th round very soon. I'm very surprised this fight went as long as it did. We have seen some absolute haymakers, some absolute fight enders in this shot, and neither fighter has gone down, but a big right uppercut gets through. Lamrani hits him with one of the best shots of the night. Aniwat is still standing. How is Aniwat still standing after that big right hand? And he turns him 20 seconds ago of round number 5. And Aniwat just marching forward. Lamrani hit him with his best shot, and it still hasn't stopped him. He's still coming forward. This is unbelievable. Definitely a Lamrani round, but wow, Aniwat has got a chin. And here we see that right hand land clean, and just doesn't look like it affected Aniwat at all. Absolutely unbelievable stuff here. Aniwat must have nails for breakfast without any milk, because he is a tough man. And there is no way Lamrani knew today this is the type of fight he would be in. Every punch Lamrani has given Aniwat, Aniwat has not once given up, and he has not once stopped moving forward. Great fight so far, and we're going into a 6th. And that is the bell. Here we are. Round number 6 of the cruiserweight fight. 6th and final round. Algeria takes on Thailand. Lamrani in the red. Aniwat in the gold and blue. On my unofficial scorecard, I've got Lamrani up by at least 4 rounds so far. 4 rounds and maybe 1 round to Aniwat. Aniwat needs a knockdown if he wants a chance at winning this fight, but at this stage, I think Lamrani has just won this fight if he stays on his feet for the rest of this round. Aniwat attempts a right hand downstairs. And Great right hand downstairs landed by Aniwat once again. And the best thing here is Aniwat's going downstairs because he's going to try and set up a big right hand upstairs and just pray it lands clean. Aniwat is doing the right thing. He's trying to set the trap. He's trying to set up the big haymaker upstairs and try and get Lamrani to fall for the bit. We will see very soon if it happens. We're waiting for that big shot. It's almost like a great song with a great drop. We know Aniwat is building up to that overhand right. If it lands, what will it do? Lamrani still looks very much in control. A great right hand lands by Lamrani. And Lamrani starting to put these combinations together. He turns his opponent, lands some great combinations. A jab followed up by a right hook. A right hand on the temple of Aniwat. Aniwat goes downstairs again with that right hand. Halfway through the final round for this cruiserweight fight, Algeria versus Thailand, and it's been a great fight so far. Both fighters leaving it all out there, trying to knock each other out. Neither fighter has fallen, neither fighter has been rocked, but both fighters have been hit by absolute haymakers. And you can see Aniwat just dipping on that right leg and just loading up the hips and just praying that that big right hand he's going to attempt. There it is, a right hand. But is it enough? Was it a little bit too late? Less than a minute to go of the 6th and final round. And that might have been Aniwat's only shot to win this fight. Otherwise, I think Lamrani has now taken this away. A big right hand followed up by a left. 30 seconds to go. Lamrani doing a great job to just keep marching forward in this round, not allowing himself to have a close round on the judges' scorecards. He is trying to prove that he has won this fight and he is winning this round as well. Just coming forward in every situation possible. Great stuff by Lamrani to finish this fight strong. 10 seconds to go. Lamrani starting to throw combinations once again, and that is it. Both fighters land shots at the end. And if you're Aniwat, you probably think you may have won this fight. Very common in boxing is if you land some very close shots, if you land some very big shots upstairs and you think the round was close, naturally you assume you've won the fight. It's a very common thing in boxing, but on my unofficial scorecard, I give Lamrani 5 rounds and Aniwat 1 round. At least 1 round to Aniwat. So now it all depends on what did the judges see in that fight. How did they score it? And let us know at home as well in the comment section. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, thank you for tuning in so far. We still have several more fights coming up after this one. Let's go to Ali McCurney.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this evening after 6 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges have scored this contest. Your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner. Give it up for Lamrani Abderrezzak.
Better times, super bells.